Hey guys, welcome to my new video, and today we're going to be talking about Nita. So Nita is probably my favorite character at the moment just because of her mechanics, and today I just really want to share some of the mechanics, some of the tips, some of the tricks that I use to get Nita to 1000. So Nita can be really characterized to two different mechanics, how to use her bear and how to use her shots. So Nita's bear can be really used either as a meat shield or as an aggro / annoying spawnable. And as a meat shield, you really want to use her first star power, and you really want only use it when you have low health, or if you want to start a really big push at the moment at the opponent and you want kind of a little bit more health so that you don't go your health doesn't lower a lot. And as an aggro / annoying bear, you want to use hyper bear to get as much damage as possible, and you want to use her gadget so that you can stun the opponent and have your bear lock on to the opponent and start doing a lot of damage. And kind of as an aggro / annoying in correlation to the gadget and star power, you can usually burst down any kind of character in the game, even like a Primo or a Frank with his sponge star power. And Nita's shots, I really like Nita's shots because they're really wide, so then they don't really allow you or prevent you from missing a lot of times, even if you're using auto aim. And they also do quite a bit of damage and have really good range. And so one thing to remember with Nita is how much damage her shots do. So at max rank, her shots do 1120 per shot, and this is important. Just if your opponent's below 3360 damage, you can burst them down with 3 attacks. It's like when you're full at when you have 3 attacks, you can just burst them down really easily. And I think a lot of the times when I play Nita, I just try to get my bear, but also keep in mind that when the enemy is below 3360, I can just burst into them. So I just chip them away and then burst into them when they're lower. And I usually just auto aim if they're not kind of at max distance away, because I mean auto aim doesn't really miss with Nita just because her shots are so wide. And also I just also really want to mention peak shots. I mentioned that in the previous video. That's where you kind of slightly come out of a bush, or not even bush, like when you slide a little bit out of a wall, on the other side of a wall, so that you can quickly or slightly get your shot off without it hitting the wall, so that it kind of looks like it goes through the wall, and then just like go back to the other side of the wall, so then the enemy can't hit you. And this is really useful with Nita because of how wide her shots are. And you really, when you're playing Nita, you want to walk around walls, and you want to hide behind walls, and you really want to use walls when you're playing Nita well. And that's why kind of when we mentioned the maps, so the maps that Nita are good at, most of them have a lot of walls so that you can kind of hide behind walls and perform peak shots well. And also, like, the mode that I play in it is heist. I know you can play it in smash and grab, or gem grab, and you can also play it in brawl, but kind of I find the best way to win consistently is through heist. And this is due to kind of less really good players in heist usually, and also Nita is probably, in my opinion, the best for heist because her bear does a lot of damage to the safe if you have the second star power. And using her second star power with Nita in heist is like the only thing I'd use. If you have her first star power, I'd try to stick to gem grab and bounty. And kind of also her gadget is really important, and kind of as an aggro / annoying bear, and if you have her gadget, then you really want to use the second star power. And kind of, so the heist map that I would use it on basically anything except Tornado Ring, just because in Tornado Ring, are a lot of Franks and Emses, and Frank and Ems really counter Nita, so it's a lot harder to push on those maps. And there's a lot of grass on, and really kind of, it's really open with a lot of grass, so it really supports Frank and Ems, and well, Nita isn't that good in that map because of that. But I mainly pushed Nita on Pit Stop just because this map is one of the better heist maps for Nita because of how much walls there are. So you can perform a lot of peek shots, and also I guess my teammates really want to play it, so you should really cater to your teammates a lot, because if they don't play on the map they like, then they won't play the best they can. And yeah, so you really want to support Nita in heist with 2 damage dealing characters, just because Nita's really a defender. I find you want to defend a lot of the big pushes people are launching at you, and then have your teammates stop a lot of the do the most damage to the safe. And yeah, so that's how you really want to play Nita. But so on to some gameplay. So as you saw, I just got 1000, or those were my games to get 1000, but I also want to show that Nita is viable in Showdown. But I'll be talking about Showdown more in another video, just because Showdown requires a little bit different skill set. So I think you can be a little bit worse in Showdown, but there are a few kind of niches and kind of a Showdown mindset I think that is important for Showdown. So you can see here I got her gadget finally, and I'm just using her gadget to play around and test her gadget out, because I didn't have that luxury when I was pushing to 1000. Kind of, you see, teaming is kind of a thing, and especially kind of hitting off your teammates to get your ult. That's a kind of big deal right now, and personally I don't really see anything wrong with teaming, especially unless it's organized teaming, in which case that's just cheating in my opinion. But I think because teaming, it requires a level of risk, because your teammate can backstab you, so I don't really see anything wrong. And I get backstabbed all the time, and I get teamed on by like 4 people all the time, and I just live with it. I don't really kind of mind like losing a bit of trophies to that, because, well, I mean, it's a fair mechanic, and if you can, and just, it's really hard to stop. And so yeah, you can see here with Nita, I'm just trying to hit tanks from max distance, and that's important for Nita just because she has a bit of health, but definitely not enough to match against a against someone like a Shelly. So just hitting tanks from max distance is important to stay alive most of the times. And yeah, you can see Ems really kind of counters me, so I'm just trying to move away from Ems. But Crow can be really bad if they are playing really good. If they are kind of hitting you from max distance, it's hard to stop it. If you have your bear, basically you can't stop that, or Crows can't stop that. And you can see I just use my bear effectively to win the game, and with her in correlation to her gadget, showing how OP Nita's gadget is. So in my last game, I just wanted to show that kind of even pushes to 1000, they're just as hard as pushing to 1250, just because you're fighting the same people, but to 1250 you have to be more consistent, and that's something I'm working on, trying to be more consistent with my playstyle, so it's easier to win against a lot of these top players. And so yeah, so this round we're facing against 3 players who are arguably some of the best in the community, and yeah, so I really didn't understand why Ash went 8-bit. I personally don't think 8-bit is a good brawler for this map, but I think he went that, and it was still challenging to deal with just because he's a good player. So yeah, so you can see here I'm really trying to use my walls effectively and trying to hit shots off of my walls. And yeah, I'm not playing as good defense as I should be, but it's working because yeah, also you want to play with teammates who you know, and who you kind of how like good teammates, just because if you want to be consistent, you want to have good teammates who can help you better than randoms. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just controlling center right now, but I allowed Jigsaw to cross, which was also a large mistake in this game, but I want to do a little bit more damage to the safe. And yeah, but Ash really, yeah, he's one of the best players in the community, and I got completely wrecked by him. So yeah, it looked kind of hopeless in this scenario. Although we're winning, they have a little bit more control than us. They have all 3 opponents at around the center, but we were able to hold off their push for now. And And yeah, so I'm just using my bear as a meat shield. Like I have 60 health, but it's more like 4,000 with the bear. And yeah, so Jigsaw, and yeah, so yeah, I auto aim there just because I knew that it would hit at that distance. And yeah, so we're really getting some really good control off of the opponent and just using our bear and auto aiming, I guess. I hope you learned something from my video and you can take something from my playstyle and implement it into your own playstyle. And I hope to see you in the next video.